Hey, welcome back. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. My tractor's in the garage because I have to fix some hydraulics on it. So I figured I'd post a video of my wife's Christmas present that I built. It's a rolling kitchen island. So I'm not a woodworker by any means, for sure. But maybe it'll give you the confidence to build your own project. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get to it. So here I'm setting up the workshop that I'm going to build the table in when the sawhorse is out. Not all of us have a woodworking shop. Setting up these sawhorses, these tough built sawhorses I like, especially for a work table. You slide that piece out and then you can bring 2x4s and set them in, clamp them back down like that, and once you put a piece of plywood here, I'm putting a piece of 3/4 MDF on. Makes for a really nice work surface to build things on. So I'm going to finish setting up the shop here with the chop saw and the table saw. And as you can see, I don't do this a lot. Here I'm making sure I can still reach the wood where I'd set the saw up. I'll extend the supports. Bring the table saw in and wonder if it's going to be too close to the miter saw. I put it here. Whatever. Put it right here. It was actually pretty level, which was surprising. So this is the top that I got from Home Depot, the butcher block top. It was pretty nice. It was delivered pretty quick. Here are the oak legs that I got from Osborne Wood Products. They were good quality. There was one you see on the right hand side there, that leg. They laminate pieces together and then turn them. I wasn't real thrilled with the color of that one, but it stained out nice anyway. This was a support leg that I got from Harbor Freight to make the table saw safer to use. And it really helped out like an outfeed table. I noticed here making the video that I put it facing the wrong way. Simple physics would tell you that the other leg would go the other way so that you can't push it over. But here I'm ripping down the pieces for the parts that I need. I like that the push rod there is right on the side where it's easy to grab. You don't have to keep searching around for it. Here I'm just sanding out the pieces that I cut so that I don't have to sand them while they're on the unit built. I noticed when I was using the table saw, which was aimed at the inside of the garage, how much dust it made. I'm wearing a mask today, but after I saw how much dust was all over the garage, here I'm drilling the pocket holes that will put everything together. I'll put my 1/2-inch spacers down, and then the piece that will join the legs. I clamp it down to the table so it doesn't move as I'm giving it the juice. And I put one screw here in each side so that things didn't really move. And then I'll go back and put the rest of the screws in. Here I'm drilling more pocket holes for the long supports. Those M18 batteries made it handy. That 6-place charger made it handy to always have a charged battery. So here I'm connecting the long supports. Let's spread things out a little bit here. I'll attach all these with 1.5" pocket screws, which is what I use for everything. Clamp it down so it doesn't move, just like I did connecting the short pieces. I had to get my help in to flip this around. After flipping it, I realized that I should have done both pieces that were on the flat side of the bench, but that's what we do. I have my helper handing me tools over. So I'll connect this piece. A lot of moving around so that I could clamp it to the workstation and kind of have enough room to sneak around there on the back side. So I'll just finish screwing in the top supports. On the top side I use 3 holes per side. I have to flip it back over because I forgot to do it when it was on its other face. But that's okay, right? I get it done. Here, I'll just put the last remaining ones in. And then I will follow this by putting these braces across. I was afraid that the wood would start to do wacky things and twist. And I also wanted an extra support for the bottom shelves, as well as the butcher block top. So this is end of day 1 progress. And I'm pretty pleased with it. I got all the supports in. And tomorrow I'll cut the pieces for the bottom and sand them out. And then hopefully give it a coat of stain tomorrow. I'd like to move it into the house before the weekend. I like it. I dig it. Here's the wood glue that I noticed after I had everything put together. I saw it in the closet. Here we are, the beginning of day 2. I'm going to lay out the cuts for the bottom shelf that I have to cut around the legs. I'll cut those out with my jigsaw. You just take your time so you don't overcut. I overcut a little, but you know, whatever. I sanded it out as best I could. My wife didn't notice. But definitely take your time. So now with that cut, I will fit things into place. And when I'm cutting the other side, that fit well. Now I'll rip down the slats for the bottom shelf. I need 3 the same size to fit across, so that's what I'm doing here. Ripping them all. You can see I got smart and hooked the vacuum up to the dust exhaust on the table saw. Now just cut them all to length. Took the one end off to keep it clean. And then I'll just line up that left edge and then cut them all. Here, this is the importance of wearing an apron. I had to go back to get the tape. Then I had to go back to get my square. And I went to market and I couldn't see. So I had to go back and get my glasses. And if I had the apron on, I would have had it all in my pockets. So, but, you know, you forget as you're going. I was getting excited about completing it and getting it upstairs so that my wife could use it for Christmas. So here I'll fit the pieces in. 1, 2, and not so much. And so I'll take them out, take them back to the table saw, and rip a little bit off, and then they should fit just fine. So here we are back after the cut. Put them in, and got me again. Try to wiggle it in. No. Back to the table saw again. And this is what amateur woodworkers do. Or maybe they don't. Maybe it's just me. But we take them out. Back to the table saw we go. And here we go. And I definitely took enough off now. Because I need to space them out. But even spacing across what extra there was, you really couldn't notice it, so I was okay with it. Here I'm marking to drill where I could drill pocket holes to screw the boards in from the bottom of the support to kind of hold them down so they didn't start twisting. And then I will take all these out and flip it up on its edge. And here I'm doing some finish sanding. Sanding all the pieces for the bottom shelf. Wiping the excess dust off for staining. Then I'll put these pieces off to the side and finish up my pocket holes for the bottom. And this is how I will attach the boards to the bottom. Keep them from moving around. And I'm using a gel stain, and it really looked like jelly when I was first mixing it. And I was really surprised. I've never used a stain like this. I wanted to show you how thick it was, even after stirring, and you can see how thick it is there. It was really easy to use. I didn't get that top piece to show you, but here I am using a foam brush to paint it into the legs. And then I just wiped it all down real well. The legs, I wrapped a cloth around and gave it the chamois action around the leg, and it turned out really nice. There you can see the legs done. I did this piece so that I could show you. You brush it on. I was using a foam brush. And then I just took a rag and wiped all the excess off. And it just turned out great. I really like the color. It looked like an antique piece of furniture when I was done with it. And we'll show you the piece is complete. There it is, complete. And I'm just letting those dry out before I put it all together. I put these casters on that I special ordered from Home Depot. I didn't video putting them in because I kept running out of battery, but I wanted it to be able to be wheeled around. There you can see the bottom shelf in, and there's the finished product. I put that antique bar on the front to hang pots or pans off of, and to be able to help roll it around. And you can see the top on. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And my wife was happy with it as well, and that's the most important thing. So as always, thanks for watching. I hope you took something good out of the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time, right back here.